Good evening, Muttonistas. Every so often I get approached by breweries, pubs and other drink companies. And today I've been approached by a company called CityStack, who are running a very interesting promotion to help people who want to drink beer at London pubs. So today I'm going to tour different pubs. I hope I'm sober at the end of this, have the promotion explained to you and see most importantly if the beer is any good. Because you know me, Muttonistas, quality when it comes to beer is absolutely paramount. So join me, Muttonistas, on this moderately boozy tour of London pubs that are running the CityStack promotion. Okay, Muttonistas, pub number one, the Hanbury. I don't know if you can see up there the pub logo and sign. And I'm joined by the co-founder of CityStack, Alison, who is going to explain the promotion in some detail.
So CityStack is an initiative I launched to support and promote independent pubs across London. It's a £25 stack of beer mats that gives you £100 worth of food and drink at any 10 of our 50 independent pubs across London. Each pack comes with a special beer mat. You just bring it to the pub, and when it's time to pay, you have it stamped to get £10 off your bill.
Well, Muttonistas, that does sound like a corking deal. That sounds like a massive discount, especially for people who live in the locality. But only worth it if the beer's good, so let's go in and check it out. Right, Muttonistas, first pint of this mini tour, and I've gone for Adnam's Ghost Ship, quite a citrusy pale ale. I've had it a few times before, so I'll be able to judge whether they keep it well. Just a little bit about the pub first. First of all, the sport on. I like that. TVs with sport, and most places that have sport don't have good cask beer and vice versa. So I'm looking forward to this because I think I'm going to get a good pint in somewhere that shows sport. The only other thing is it's a bit of a walk from the nearest tube, which is a slight drawback. But, you know, after you've had a few, you always have a bit of a beer coat and can walk it off anyway. So here goes. Yeah, it's about the same as I'd tasted it everywhere else. I wouldn't say it's like exceptionally better, but they're keeping it reasonably well. I can assure you of that, Muttonistas. It's got the same citrusy, hoppy finish that you'd expect from a beer like this, and it comes in at 4.5% ABV, so it's very sessionable. Okay, Muttonistas, that was a great start to the evening. Coming to the end of my first pint, and Alison is going to show us exactly how the beer mat works to get your free £10 off, and I am going to try the beer that you all love me reviewing, Muttonistas, a Guinness.
So when it's time to pay, you simply have to bring your special beer mat, you show it to the bar staff, you have it stamped, like this with their logo, and then they'll give you £10 off your bill and you can just pay.
So of course that means, Muttonistas, unless you're in a big round, run a tab, and when you've spent over £20, then you'll get your stamp. And if you're unsure about whether the pub accepts the beer mat, then most of the pubs, if not all, I do understand, have this sign available for you to peruse. Right, Muttonistas, back to business, and I have had a little slurp of the Guinness because I have to cover this on Instagram as well. But my first taste of the Guinness was very, very encouraging. Really enjoyed it, and the second taste confirms that. Quite a few people on it, which is a good sign, and they reckon they get through about 8 barrels, about 700 pints a week, so it is going through the lines reasonably quickly. So if you're a Guinness lover, this is a decent choice. I can't say it's the best Guinness in London, but it's a decent. Okay, Muttonistas, nearly at the end of this second pint at the Hanbury, on to the next place, and I'm on a Cockney Odyssey, and a famous Cockney tune always said, "Don't dilly-dally on the way," so we'd better scoot off. Okay, Muttonistas, pub number 2, the Prince Arthur. That was about a 15-minute walk, so if I can do it comfortably, I'm sure you can as well. It's a Shepherd Neame pub, which means that the beers on tap, or on cask most importantly, should be Kentish ales. Some pretty well-known ones that I know of, like Spitfire and Bombardier, but I'm going to check out their range and see if there's anything interesting there. I'm not sure whether this is a great place for stout or not, but I'll have a look and see if any people are drinking Guinness here. If there aren't many, I think I'll probably give it a miss. Okay, Muttonistas, the Magic Signs CityStack, proudly independent pub. Okay, so outside the Prince Arthur now, and I've gone for the only one cask ale they had, which is called Master Brew from Shepherd Neame. So it's only 3.7%, which is probably pretty good for me given how many I'm going to try tonight, but it is a very light session ale. But one thing to remember, Muttonistas, is that bitters and brown ales don't have to be too strong to be tasty. That's pretty good, and I've never actually ever had a bad Shepherd Neame pint. It's quite light, it's a little bit malty, not particularly hoppy, but if you want a session on lighter ale, this would be a good choice. Okay, Muttonistas, pub number 3, the Ivy House. Another pub that's involved in the CityStack promotion, and yet again an independent pub. They do have Shepherd Neame beers here, but I understand the pub itself is independent. Just met the landlady, being given a warm welcome, so I'm looking forward to trying what they have on offer, including a Shepherd Neame cask that I've never ever seen before. So let's go in and give it a whirl. Okay, Muttonistas, we've already sampled quite a wide range on this CityStack pub crawl, and I think I'm in for a treat here. A beer called Rumour Mill, a pale ale from the Shepherd Neame brewery, one I've never seen before. I'm guessing it's a small batch beer, but most Shepherd Neame males are actually quite dark and malty. This one's a pale. I haven't read any tasting notes about this, so I'm guessing that it's an English pale given the traditions of the brewery rather than an American style pale. Yeah, that's about on the money. It's very moderately, in fact lightly hopped, I'd say, so it's not like a hot bomb or anything like that, and I'm getting a very slight taste of honey. So yes, it comes in at 4.3% ABV, and what I would say is if you like slightly fruity pale ales that aren't too hoppy, this is actually your beer. Of course, you know I like them to be absolute hot bombs, but the hot bombs are actually quite strong usually, about 5.5 to 6.5%. This is a lot more sessionable, and I'm sure a lot of you pale ale lovers will really like this. It's kept quite well. I'm getting a very clean and clear taste, and I'm looking forward to drinking the rest of this one. Anyway, Muttonistas, a few Muttonistas have been following me tonight on this CityStack pub crawl, and delighted I am as well. Not only because it's great to have company from people who follow you, but they've been trying out the Guinness in front of me. So, tell us lads, how is the Guinness? Best one you've had tonight, that's great to hear. Okay, and tell me about the bag of crisps you've got there.
The bag of crisps, we have 4 flavours, doner kebab, what was it doing, curry sauce, bacon, what was it doing?
The signing, so you get the bag of crisps, and you get a load of flavours, and you put the flavours in the bag and mix it all together.
Wow, okay.
You choose your flavour, it's like salt and shake in the 80s.
Wow.
You choose your flavour, you put it in the shake bag, you can choose how many you want, and you can mix the flavours as well. And they're all vegan and natural, and yeah. Very nice.
Oh. Well, I've just tried some of those crisps, and I do approve. I mean, back in the day, it really was ready salted cheese and onion or salt and vinegar, but well, doner kebab flavour? How times have changed. Anyway, the report about the Guinness has really twisted my arm slightly to try the Guinness here. Well, that didn't take much persuasion, did it? But I'll give you a Guinness review, lads. Right, Muttonistas, kindly the landlady offered me a few crisps, and I added the doner kebab flavour, and only the doner kebab flavour, and shook the bag up myself. So let's hope these taste as good as the ones the lads were having. What an interesting flavour. It goes well with beer, and at this rate, I won't need a late night date with dirty doner after I've finished all my pub drinking. Okay, Muttonistas, I couldn't leave the Ivy House in Clerkenwell without trying the Guinness. Some of the Muttonistas who are following me on this little pub crawl have told me it's the best they've had so far, and I had a little sip, I have to be honest, and it was good, at least as good as everything else I've had. Yep, that's on the money. Okay, I had a little preview, but I can assure you if you come here, you won't be disappointed in the Guinness. Anyway, I'm going to have to move on pretty quickly because we need to go to one more pub to complete the vlog, and I'll be back with you when this pint, this delicious pint, has been demolished. Right, Muttonistas, fourth and final pub of this crawl of CityStack pubs. And aren't we doing well so far tonight? I mean, I would never have come to this part of London otherwise, so Alison is doing a very good job in taking me to good pubs. Now, this pub, I believe, is something special. I think the owner spent a lot of time in Hong Kong. It doesn't look like a traditional pub, but I've been told, even though it looks like it might be a Chinese restaurant from the name and the decor, that it is actually a very, very special pub. So, shall we think of it as a fusion bar without actually serving food? Maybe that's the wrong description, but that's the impression I'm getting at the moment. So, without further ado, let's go in and see what they've got on offer. I believe that this might be quite a good stout venue. So, of course, this bar does actually have wine and some dry white wine, and Alison, a French lady, if she thinks it's good, it probably is good. But I can assure you, Muttonistas, I'm going to stick to the beer. Okay, Muttonistas, fourth and final pub, the Old China Hand. And you can see in the background that it's a popular pub with Millwall supporters, the No One Likes Us scarf. I must admit I chickened out from going to an away game in Millwall years ago, but I think it's all a bit better now, except for maybe when they're playing West Ham. Anyway, this bar specialises in English-produced ales with English ingredients. And now I'm going to try the Macintosh Pale Ale. Never heard of it before, very small producer, apparently a one-man band, had a little preview and it was very hoppy, right up my street. Now it is a keg ale, so it's a little bit fizzy. It's like a hoppy lager or a slightly effervescent pale ale, whichever way you want to put it, but it is very clean, refreshing, hoppy and tasty. Right, Muttonistas, coming to the end of that Macintosh Pale Ale. Really nice, really clean and refreshing. But having had a little taste of the Lazarus Stout, I am really, really looking forward to that. Flavours I don't think are going to be as pronounced as some of the ones I normally sample, but I think this is going to be a bit of a creamer. Okay, Muttonistas, final pint of the vlog and some supporters or followers present at the pub as usual. And it's Lazarus Stout, an English stout from the Sandbrooks Brewery, and it is a nitro stout, which is something I'm massively in favour of. I believe it's served at 70-30 nitrogen CO2. Not many places have 80-20 or the hallowed 82-18 that they often have in Ireland. I didn't quite split the L there, which I've never tried to do, but this is a very, very nice creamy stout. I mean, look at that lacquering there. The chocolate and coffee flavours are not that pronounced, which is very similar to Guinness actually. I'd say even less so than Guinness. So if you're after a pint of plain, this is not a bad option, the Lazarus Stout at the Old China Hand. I mean, where else can you come and have a sort of half Chinese and half British pub, specialising in English pubs with English ingredients? So Muttonistas, yet another great pub on the CityStack crawl. Don't forget to get those cards and get them stamped. And I am not saying this because I've been paid to do this, I haven't. I've just been taken to some great pubs serving great beer, and you can get some discounts on those beers if you get those cards and spend over 20 quid and get your card stamped.
That's the card. Take it. Yeah.
So there we are, Muttonistas. If they had a promotion like this near me, they'd probably go out of business because I've been drinking them dry of discounts. But if you're in this part of London, please go ahead and have a go for it. The pubs are great, the beers are great, and the atmosphere is absolutely cracking. I mean, who's heard of a Hong Kong or China-style fusion pub that isn't actually serving food, it's just great English beers? Anyway, Muttonistas, as always, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. It's been a great night touring these pubs, quite a variety, and very, very hospitable landlords and landladies. But until next time, please remember to share these videos with your friends. It's really important. Like the videos, it pushes me up the algorithm so more of you can see my videos. Please remember to subscribe as well, that's very important. But for the meantime, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Alison.
Goodbye.
And as always, Muttonistas, the most important thing, don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.